Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya nak jodoh Coach Zuri Yuhi. Saya nak jodoh Coach Zuri Yuhi. Okay. Alright. So, malam ini topik kita sensitif sikit. Sensitif banyak. Okay. So, alright. So, sensitifnya soalan ni mengenai duit. Duit. Di mana kau duit? Haha. Okay. So, kita someone brought this up, and then it's of course very important because someone brought this up. I think I should just go into it straight, kan. One of the soalan ta'aruf, soalan nak cari jodoh, nak tanya dengan pasangan adalah mengenai finances. Financial planning, because if you don't plan, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Kan? Setuju? Okay, so thank you for joining Telegram, Instagram, and social media. Okay, so soalan ni, topik ni deep dan berat. Disclaimer, I'm not a financial planner. I'm not going to sell you any financial products. But what I would like to do in the future, I think might be a good idea. Kalau you setuju, nanti comment to me. I can invite financial planner, a Muslimah lady possibly, on financial planning, okay? To go deeper on financial planning. But malam ini adalah kita akan, it's just to start the conversation untuk you fikir soalan-soalan yang sensitif macam financial planning, dan nak macam mana nak bring up the subject dengan pasangan you pasal duit, kan. I understand, saya sangat faham, bukan you mata duitan, I understand, okay. Tapi kalau soalan you takut nak tanya soalan tu sebab takut nanti nampak macam you mata duitan. Nampaknya macam tu. Okay. So, ada adab dan approach dia, ya, supaya kita boleh bring up the subject, approach the subject gently, softly, supaya tak nampak ketara sangat, kan. Especially soalan ni, topik ni, shouldn't be the first question. Should not be the first question yang you ketengahkan, okay. You might not look well, might not look good, nampak macam that's the only priority you have, okay. So, start with soalan icebreaker, and then soalan pasal family, about him, about you, hobbies, whatnot, about work. Then later on, perhaps the second discussion, then talk about something more serious like this. You dah kenal akhlak agama dia, then you go deeper into the numbers. Boleh? First and foremost, akhlak agama dulu, kan? Itu yang paling penting dan ketara. Okay? So, a few ladies bagi feedback. Dia cakap, when bringing up the subject of finances, some guys are just too afraid to discuss this, tapi some guys are just too confident to the level macam, tak apa, kahwin nanti I settle semua, you don't worry, you can quit your job. Cik, confident gila, kan. And look at the economy now, look at the economy now. It's really, really scary to see so many people lose their jobs and businesses. Okay, so confidence should come from actual financial planning and saving dan sebagainya. It talks about insurances, savings, EPF, SOCSO, debts. Yeah, not Johnny Depp, but debts. Okay, so kita mula. Okay, so nanti I will work on getting the right person to give the right financial advice. But tonight we are focusing on how to broach the subject, macam mana kita nak start perbualan tu, okay. Of course, macam saya sebut tadi, start with icebreaker question. One sister, she suggested one of the icebreaker question. Saya masuk pasal icebreaker dulu, icebreaker, just to lighten the mood, because nak cari jodoh, nak bincangkan jodoh ni, it's a very benda yang sangat menganxiouskan, kan. I understand, I was there several times, dah banyak kali buat. Okay, and then klien-klien I pun sangat anxious. Dekat event halal speed dating pun, kita jamu makanan, finger food, Arab finger food, like baklava dan sebagainya, and tea. They are so nervous, makanan tak jamah pun, tak sentuh pun because they're so nervous. Itu belum bincang pasal finance lagi. So, it's like then there tends to be too much food wasted. Supper. So it's up to me to finish the food. Kan? So much baklava that I had to finish. Uh, because semua orang nervous. Understandable. Okay. Um, so back to the icebreaker question one sister suggested. Uh, dah tanya kerja kat mana, umur berapa, study dulu kat mana dan sebagainya. And then she has this idea nak tanya macam soalan yang who is your favorite celebrity crush? Kan? Okay. That will I think that will enlighten your mood sikit. I mean, realistically, of course, there are people, celebrity crushes that you may have or someone you look up to lah kan. Tapi what it's about, when I ask her, why do you have that kind of on this particular person? She said Keanu Reeves. Okay, I understand why. Because and I asked her, why do you have this celebrity crush on Keanu Reeves? Contoh cakap, because he's nice, kind, humble, so polite. Okay, reason why I ask why adalah sebab that reflects the value that she values, the value that you value. You don't like a certain someone for no reason, kan? You like certain someone because of the certain value you perceive orang tu ada, and that is the value that the value that you value, kan? The value that you value, the characteristic yang you value, and okay, boleh? So, contoh Keanu Reeves, so polite, humble, so nice. Betul? I setuju. I mean, everything I read about Keanu Reeves is he's had a tough life, but he's still tak bongkak, tak action, kan? So, okay, so that reflects the value, the characteristics that you value. So, is it is in your ta'aruf tu, you boleh explain these are the characteristics that you value, humble, polite, nice. And it's just to show that to the guy, he will see, dia akan nampak, your values is polite, humble, nice. Something specific. Of course, everyone likes someone who's polite, humble, nice, but you need to make it clear. Okay, guys don't understand hints. Guys are blur. I know because I'm a guy. All right. So make it clear. And then when you ask, if you ask him what is his celebrity crush, let's say for example, contoh, okay, my example would be Catherine Zeta-Jones. Why? Because she's classy. Okay, who else? Sandra Bullock, because she's quirky, in a not crazy kind of way. Quirky in not crazy kind of way. Okay, all right. Uh, so those are the things, characteristics that I like, that I value, kan. So a friend of mine, dia suka Zoe Deschanel because she's so really really quirky, and that is the type that he likes. He is the opposite. Seems like he wants to complement his own personality, and he's a very quiet, introverted, and so he likes the characteristics yang berbeza dengan dia. All right. So it's not when it's not an empty discussion. It might seem like fluff, might seem like a filler question, but there's a strong meaning behind who is your favorite celebrity crush. Okay, contoh. Okay, those icebreaker questions. It's not just fluff. That question is actually sebenarnya ada banyak deep meaning because you value those characteristics. All right, so maybe you can start with that. Just a contoh, a suggestion. Maybe you can write this down. Okay. All right. So finances, jeng jeng jeng. Berat topik kita malam ini. Right. Disclaimer: I'm not a financial planner. Okay. But this is a start of the discussion. Something for you to consider. Supaya at least you ada gambaran how will dia dah ada plan, financial plan atau tidak? Does he have savings? Kan? I think you shouldn't ask this the first question. It might be too shocking, kan? And most likely you are the one who makes more money. Most likely, this is usually the situation. Women generally makes more money nowadays, and then the guy rasa macam, oh lah kau banyak duit, senang lah kau tanya soalan ni kan. Okay, so start with soalan with what are your views? Question one, what are your views on financial planning? Okay, do you have a financial plan? Don't go straight into macam how much saving do you have? Do you have insurance, dental plan? What does your company provide? What are your views? Start general dulu. What are your views on financial planning? Kalau if he goes macam, I don't know, I don't have a plan. Like, okay, you know, first you tengok akhlak agama, yes, but and then later on you go into his financial stance dan dia punya financial thinking kan. It's very important. I know, like I said, bukan you mata duitan kan, tapi you nak, it is about safety and security. Okay, it is about safety and security that you want, right? Although you have your own money, but you need to know whether he's not going to leech on you. Satu. Kedua, you want to know whether he is stable or not, kan? And then you nak senang sikit, you nak cerita kat parents you, oh, this guy, he has a financial plan, he has a 5-year plan, he's going to currently he has savings. You nak cerita kat parents, he has savings, and then in few years he has a plan to be promoted to so and so. He's on track to be promoted, to have more security and growth. Okay, so all right, so approaching that very sensitive subject is very important. So it requires tactfulness, whereby supaya you tak nampak macam you mata duitan. Okay. Also, kalau you nak tanya someone of their financial stance, you pun kena sanggup be transparent lah of your current financial stance. Okay. Tak semestinya you disclose how much you have stashed away, but reveal your financial stance, as in macam, oh okay, you've started saving since you started kerja, and then a certain amount you bagi your mom, then some long-term saving plan, LTSS, then some you for holiday and enjoyment, you portion that to reward yourself of your hard work, and some for investment. Okay. One of the reasons I want to invite financial planner, so you don't have to go through the books that I've gone through, investing and financial managerial finance. It's too much information. Probably you don't need to know all the financial products, but the one that yang paling suitable for you to start off a marriage, perhaps things like joint account, controlling joint accounts, combined insurance plan, family insurance plan, these kind of things. So I'm looking for the right person to share this with you. But this tonight is just a discussion, so that you can start asking, get gambaran of his financial punya understanding and wisdom. Okay, unless if he's a financial planner, lain. Unless you are a financial planner, much better, kan? He makes money, you manage it. Okay, alright. Alright. So next question yang you boleh tanya adalah, what is your definition of wealth? Apakah pandangan you mengenai kekayaan? He might say things like, I don't care so much about fancy luxury cars. Asalkan a car that could get me A to Z, a house that's comfortable enough for us, me and my wife, and enough for the kids, and education that is sufficient. Kaya-kaya, wealth does not belong to me. Wealth belongs to the ummah. The rest belongs to the ummah. Me, I make the money for my family cukup. The rest belongs to the ummah. Contoh, okay? See how he thinks about wealth. And so what is your definition of wealth? All right. So, how do you spend your money? Next question. How do you spend your money? Okay. Kalau dia kaki kereta, surely he will spend a lot on cars. I know Pakcik ni, he like to spend on a certain type of car, and then a lot of his money goes to cars. And at the same time, yang bayar rumah tu bini dia. Kan? He spends money on cars, tapi bayar bini dia bayar rumah. Lepas tu, nak action dengan kereta dia. So, I find that macam, yeah, apa ni, bincang kencang lah. Macam, oh, dia pandai kumpul kereta, blah, 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 blah. Like, tapi I know that your wife is paying for the house. So, tak payah bincang kencang, pakcik. Kan? So, because as we go on in life, we can see patterns and how money flows, how money is spent. Kan, betul tak? When you know someone is in a particular position in life and in work, you can basically guess how much they make, more or less. Betul tak? Kan? And by how much they spend on certain things and the wisdom on how they spend money. So, tak payah bincang kencang sangat. But biasanya orang yang more wise, diorang tak bincang kencang sangat. I think that's the word, bincang kencang sangat. Okay, so tak menunjuk. The more money they have, the more they are quiet about it. The more they show off less. They don't show off that they have money. Okay, okay. So, okay, what are your views on money? Apakah pandangan you mengenai duit? Okay, if kalau pandangan dia mengenai duit, oh, money is the root of all evil, that might have a problem, and that is might be a problem sebab there is a contradiction. You're working for money to get money, tapi you don't like it. It's the root of evil, you say. Then sebenarnya the love of money is the root of all evil. So it is something, it's a contradiction that we have yet, our society yet to understand, that this the love of money is the root of evil. Tak perlu sayang duit, kan? But perlu sayang duit tu kena berkat, kena sayang berkat tu. My just to share sikit story, my uncle, he has 2 doctorates, one in Sharia law and one in Islamic finance. So my relatives semua academics and really, really smart people. I think I'm the only one who does not have a doctorate yet, and I feel left out. So, so my uncle ni dia cakap, he asked me a basic question. What is the difference between conventional business and Sharia business? Okay. The main difference is conventional business is to maximize profit. A Sharia-based business is to maximize berkat. So you see the difference between these two? Okay, to maximize berkat. So, okay, kejap, sorry. I'll change the diaper later. Awal je. Usually, so, Zara? Yeah, I'll change the diaper later. Sorry. Chup. So, later, okay? Give me 30 minutes or so. Okay, sorry. So, all right. All right. So, do you save? Next question adalah, do you save money? Do you save money? And there are varying opinions on this. Robert Kiyosaki says savers are losers, and you should be investing that money because you are losing money when you save because of inflation and so forth. But you still need cash in hand at the same time. So I need to go through his books again. So something for you to just think about. Do you save money? Can usually women are better savers. I know that. Okay. All right. So do you save money? Next question, Ella. How do you think that your use of money will change after marriage? All right. So sebelum kereta, sebelum kereta, sebelum kahwin. Of course, he can spend a lot of money on gadgets and cars and whatever hobbies yang dia ada kan. But tapi dah lepas kahwin, priority will change. Where money goes will change because dah ada new responsibilities. New priority changes sebab ada responsibility baru. So, soalan tu adalah untuk you tanya dia to see, does he realize nanti dah kahwin nanti, do you know that your priorities will change tak lepas ni? Okay? Alright. So, soalan seterusnya, do you have any debts now? Jeng jeng jeng. Ni because you pun tak nak dikejar alung, you nak tahu sama ada dia dikejar alung, kan? Scary but I heard sekarang alung punya taktik cari untuk tarik untuk kejar duit dah lain. It has become evolved and more polite. Not going into that. Just stories I hear. Okay, alright. So, okay, do you have any debts now? If so, how are you making progress to eliminate them? Have you heard of AKPK? Kan? You tahu tak AKPK itu apa? Do you have credit card debts or car debts, housing debts that you're servicing? Okay, alright. So, next question adalah, do you support the idea of taking loans to buy a new home? Do you support the idea of taking loans to buy a new home? And I mean, to buy a house sekarang, of course it's rather looking at the economy, inflation rate, price of real estate now. I think most young people require a loan, kan? But I think this question also to tarik dia punya knowledge of what is riba, what is syariah finance, syariah financing dan sebagainya. Alright? Okay. Alright, so soalan seterusnya, do you currently use a budget to manage your finances? Okay. Ini antara salah satu cadangan yang you boleh buat. Sebelum kahwin tu, kalau dah serious, set a budget. I know it's hard. Most people don't do it. Set a budget sebelum kahwin to see an understanding of dia spend duit dekat mana, you spend duit kat mana. You kena cover apa, dia kena cover apa. Okay? Kalau you nak, that's up to you. Arrangement between you two. Ideally, ikut Al-Quran, suami bertanggungjawab untuk semua. Tapi kalau you bantu suami, bagus, tak salah. Excuse me. So, do you currently use a budget to manage your finances? You pun kena tanya diri you sendiri juga, sama ada you pun ada budget untuk control finances. Okay? Okay. Soalan seterusnya, would you have a prenuptial agreement? You nak tak buat prenuptial agreement. So this is totally up to you. Contoh, and ini adalah biasanya orang takut nak kemukakan. So semua husnuzon mungkin tak bertempat langsung, kan? Husnuzon bagus, tapi mungkin perlu, mungkin tidak. It's up to you. Maybe we'll get a syariah divorce lawyer to talk on this. Okay. Okay, before we continue, soalan seterusnya, when it comes to talk about finances, some people, because it's a very uncomfortable punya subject, and for example, from a man's point of view, one, he will think, if it's being brought up, he might think that you mata duitan. Okay, so we can mitigate that, inshallah, by the right approach. Second, it's also an uncomfortable subject for a man, whereby he feels inadequate financially and makes him look and feel weak. And that is the worst fear a man has, to look and feel weak. Because dia rasa tak mencukupi, especially kalau you make more and then you ask about his finances, and then walaupun finances dia not as strong as yours, tapi what makes it worse, dia tak ada budget, dia tak ada plan to grow it and to make it safer. Tak ada nest and so forth. Okay. And I have quite a few friends, dia belum kahwin lagi pun, dia dah beli rumah, dah beli kereta, semua dah bayar. And then a few guys pun send their resumes to me, dia cakap kereta dah habis bayar, rumah dah habis bayar, next year ambil kunci. So seems like this guy has things planned out, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk further with this guy, and siapa-siapa yang dah hantar resume ke I yang dah buat homework tu might have a chance with this guy if you're compatible. So buatlah homework. I don't ask you to give me tu, kan? Sebab I nak tolong you kahwin. Alright, so buat homework. Right, so the stability is very hard to come by these days. So these guys have stability and security, okay? But some also say stability and security. There's no such thing as stability and security, because all these are unknowns in the future. No one knew the pandemic was coming, and it's actually getting worse here in Malaysia. So my point is, yes, plan, but at the same time minta perlindungan pada Allah, di mana cabaran-cabaran yang kita tak tahu ni, it would help us with having some sort of savings. Okay. Alright, so soalan seterusnya adalah, what are you expecting from your spouse financially? What are you expecting from your spouse financially? You adakah pasangan you, the guy, harap you bantu ke dalam apa-apa spending dan sebagainya, kan? Katakan biasanya semulek-muleknya, if sebasic-basicnya, the guy cakap, okay, he pays for the house, the car, his car, your car, everything, all the necessities, groceries dan sebagainya. Tapi luxury things like handbags apa semua, it's you pakai duit sendiri lah, kan? Contoh, right? So you tak payah nak surut from your husband. So, okay, duit you lah, kan? Contoh, kalau dia tu pun dia bayar, kan? Beli bag bijan, we're not going to go into that. Anywho, soalan seterusnya adalah, how do you think a dual income family should manage funds? How do you think a dual income family should manage funds? You rasa macam mana? Just to get his opinion, his ideas on it. Income family yang ada dua income, couple family yang ada dua income, macam mana dia orang patut manage fund dia? Just to get his idea on how he would think it should be managed. Financial management in couple, husband and wife tu macam mana? Okay? Boleh? Alright. So, soalan seterusnya adalah, what is your financial responsibility in the marriage? Ini nak tahu dia punya rights and responsibility. You as a wife pun ada rights and responsibility. So you nak tahu adakah dia tahu what is his rights and responsibility at the same time. Okay? Alright. So just to get the idea of dia tahu tak dia tanggungjawab dia apa, dan tanggungjawab dan rights dia apa. Okay? Soalan seterusnya ke-14, would you ask your spouse to get a bankruptcy check done? Okay. Apa nama dengan bank negara tu, bankruptcy check? BAFTA. No, not BAFTA. Lupa. Lupa. Sorry. Bankruptcy check done. Would you ask your spouse to get a bankruptcy check done? Could be wise for you to get that. I know it's going to be a hard thing to ask, but if this is super concerning to you, kan, you tengok akhlak dia okey, agama dia okey, tapi nak tahu dia bankrupt atau tidak. Okay, we're not going to get into a debate where, there's no such thing as bankruptcy in Islam, this is all just British colonial law dan sebagainya. That's not for me to debate. I'll get a Islamic Sharia lawyer for that. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Any questions? Any questions? Please type in the comment. Hi, hi, hi. Thank you for joining. Okay, so um, more questions you boleh tanya. Kan? This is a bit deeper. When ditanya dia, when you think about money, what emotions do you notice? Ni, this is to ask, nak tengok kalau dia fikir pasal duit tu dia excited sebab atau dia rasa stable atau dia rasa nervous. So emotion apa yang dia notice? Kan? Kan? What emotions you notice? Ask yourself juga, when you try to think about your own finances, what emotions do you notice? Do you feel excited, calm, ready, prepared? Because you already made preparation? Kan? Alright, so, okay, boleh saya sambung? Okay, so, what are some beliefs that you have about money? Apakah kepercayaan you tentang duit? Like I mentioned tadi, if you or he believes that money is evil, but why are you still working to make money? Kan? So there's a contradiction. So dia nak make more money tu rasa guilty. So and then have certain understanding that capitalism is everything to blame. Is it? Is it capitalism, or is it some people who abuses capitalism? Okay, so that's another discussion. Okay, all right. So sometimes usually it's our belief that is blocking us. Duit ni is just a tool, but having money, it just magnifies us. It just multiplies our character. It shows our character about money. Money magnifies our character. We are who we are, but money menyerlahkan diri kita. Setuju tak? Kan? Okay. So next question, like, how important is money to you? How important is money to you? Kan? Well, soalan ni, just to get his understanding, I would say it's nearly as important as air. Nearly. Maybe number 3, and then air, and then taqwa. Okay? Lebih kurang. I'm joking. Gurau, tak leka. Right, how important is money to you? And it's not about money per se, but how money is managed, distributed dengan berkat. Okay, tengok just to get, dia fikir duit ni pasal kena kumpul banyak-banyak, or kena berkat banyak-banyak. Depends on his mindset. That's the purpose of this question. Nak tengok dia fikir berkat atau bottom line. Berkat or bottom line. Okay. Okay, so soalan seterusnya, how did your parents manage money? Aha. So parents are usually our models of how we live life, how we and how we exemplify dalam marriage kita. So how did your parents manage money? And then what conflicts, if any, did they have related to money? Kan? I repeat, how did your parents manage money? Manage conflicts, if any, did they have related to money? So like I mentioned in the copywriting earlier, like money is one of the punca penceraian yang terbesar, second or third punca penceraian terbesar. So bringing this up sebelum kahwin is crucial, so you can have an understanding about money and understanding and arrangement about money when in your married life. Okay, boleh. So I know it's going to be hard, it's going to be uncomfortable. So elok uncomfortable dahulu rather than hardship later. Setuju tak? Okay. What type of lifestyle do you prefer to have? What type of lifestyle do you prefer to have? Is it the lifestyle of the rich and famous? Remember that show? Lifestyle of the rich and famous. What's that? What lifestyle do you prefer to have? Simple, travel a lot, spend a lot, backpacking, asalkan cukup makan, and a bit of luxury weekend steak. once in a while, you know, just a description to see how he would like to spend his money, what sort of lifestyle. Kan? And you pun kena tanya diri sendiri, are you comfortable dengan lifestyle yang he describes and what you are expecting? Itu penting. Kan you expect, maybe you might expect, oh nak pergi travel every month. Okay. Nak travel every month, and then dia tengok gaji dia, tak boleh pokai aku, kan. So he katakan you bayar for the holiday. It's up to you, but is he comfortable with that? Okay. Alright, so soalan seterusnya adalah, what do you consider to be a necessary spending? Excessive, irresponsible. Give example. Minta dia bagi contoh apakah yang necessary, excessive, irresponsible. Usually kalau you buat macam, usually how spending usually how I want to spend kan, macam buka Shopee tu, macam I want this, add to cart, and then dah add to cart tu banyak, like after a few months I forget about it. Rupanya nafsu je, bukan aku nak pun benda ni, aku tak perlu pun benda ni, it's just add to cart, layan je. If I really needed it, like diapers to necessity kan, baru beli. So what I think you can do is to put things in must have and nice to have. Must have things like groceries, diapers, repair, rental, electricity, la da 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 da. Nice to have would be things like monthly travel, and monthly travel pergi abroad. Up to you kalau you mampu, kan? Travels, luxury, jewelry bergantung. If you invest in gold, that could be an investment, kan? Diamonds, not really. The value there not so good. I know, don't screw me. I think De Beers have been De Beers diamonds punya propaganda is so strong that we think diamonds are a girl's best friend. But back to basic, it's gold, good as gold. Okay, so must have, nice to have. Same like the list that I give you dalam ciri-ciri nak mencari jodoh, pasangan yang macam mana. Must have, akhlak agama. Nice to have, handsome, kaya, berjaya. Okay, contoh. Alright. Okay, so soalan seterusnya adalah, what ideas do you have about how you and your spouse should manage money? What ideas do you have about how you and your spouse manage money? Maybe you nak suruh something, maybe dia nak suruh something, or you both are fully transparent with each other. Can. And thing about secrets is we are as sick as our secrets. The more secrets we keep, it will, bad secrets that we keep, that can become our illness. Okay, but aib tu kena cover lah, but secrets is another thing. Okay, alright. So okay, soalan seterusnya panjang sikit. Are different kinds of debt acceptable or unacceptable? Can. Some debts are good, some debts are bad. Bad debts would be things that involve riba. Is it okay to have debts of paying 30 houses? I know a guy. He invests in 3,000 homes until he was stopped by the authority because they're afraid of him manipulating the housing market. He has the kind of capital, tapi of course dia tak beli pay full payment. He uses debts to roll and to control real estate. Okay, so 3,000 units of houses that he controls, they had to be stopped by the authorities, and because they're afraid of him manipulating the market. So some debts are good if you can use it to invest. Okay, you borrow money and then use it to invest. But what's at risk is the bank's money. of course you take some of the risk juga lah kan. But some debts are good, some debts are bad. They're like riba, especially riba, basic. Okay. Some debts like your student loans, credit card debt. There are differing views on credit card debts, because some you do need to build certain debt, good debt, to build your credit rating with the bank, to see the banks nak tengok whether, especially in business, banks nak tengok whether when you take debts, and you can service it properly, kan. And a friend of mine, biasanya kita rakyat marhai ni, kita nak pinjam duit, kita kena pergi bank. Friend of mine, buat bisnes apa? Dia buat bisnes t-shirt je. Because his credit rating is so good, satu hari 4 bank datang mencemar-duli jumpa dia. Banks datang bawa team, please take loans from us, please take loans from us. Like, okay, that level, because he's built his credit rating so well, credit credibility so well, banks minta please, because banks, they want, that's their product kan. Banks, that's their product, debts. So bank mencemar duli, turun padang pergi jumpa dia, please borrow money from us, please. Alhamdulillah, salah satu usahawan yang berjaya. Okay, so other debts, things like car payments and so forth. So this things like that requires some sort of experience, sometimes through hard knocks, to understand, to have knowledge of financial management. So those are not the things that are being taught in textbooks like this. It's not in these textbooks. These are textbooks from college. Things like I told you about, yang macam my friend business t-shirt, bank mencemar duli, begging him, please borrow money from us. Those are not what is being taught in college. Kan? Usually kita rakyat marhai ni biasa-biasa baru nak up buat business, kita kena pergi bank. Ni bank pergi kat dia. Okay? Business dia baru je, nak reaching 10 million a year, but banks would be coming to him. Okay, so next question adalah, what would you plan to do to get out of debts? Kan? The bad debts. How would you work together to get out of debt? You and him, husband and wife, how do you work together to get out of debt? Okay, katakan beli rumah bersama, same atas nama bersama lah, husband and wife, dan harta sepencarian. How are you going to work together to finish off the payment? Okay, alright. So, any questions so far? Any question? I know topik malam ini adalah sangat sensitif dan agak berat. I'm just trying to give you certain ideas and questions that you can bring up. Okay, mainly paling penting adalah approach this gently when you want to, especially, and put yourself in a guy's shoes. A guy, when you're talking about money, unless he is very, very wealthy already, which could be quite a rarity, kan? But when asking this thing, it has to be very, very tactful. Then you don't want to look like this is the main thing you're focusing on. Explain dulu that you're asking this question because as a woman, we look for security and safety and stability. Of course, not just being protected physically, but financially as well. Okay, and I think it's pragmatic and practical to discuss this before marriage, so we have an understanding, supaya elok-eloknya kita bincang dulu supaya kita tak hardship later, kan? My friend cakap, baik gaduh awal jangan gaduh later, kan? Get things right, manage expectation dahulu sebelum proceed, kan? So if you have any more financial questions, maybe you can what can we do? You can ask me, WhatsApp to me. This is my number. Oh yeah, sini. Is it? Yeah, my number is here. WhatsApp phone. I think I can bring a few. The more I think about it, I know quite a few financial planners and Islamic finance doctorates, and that'll be useful, wouldn't it? Don't you think? To advise you on planning. Because apa? Because I don't want to regurgitate textbooks to you. I pun trying to faham or trying to faham all these financial instruments. You don't need all those financial instruments. No one really does, unless you're a fund manager. Okay, so we get to the most practical things. Get to the most practical things, most useful things, the low-lying fruit, things that you will be using the most. Things like, what type of insurances, uh, uh, not derivatives, but insurances, savings, safe savings, high risk, low risk, long term, short term. If any of you listening and you're a financial planner, uh, do get to me. All right, you can share and to get the details. Why? Because I want you to have that ilmu, and that ilmu will give you the confidence that you know what you want, you know what how to plan, so you don't plan to fail. And ilmu is the key to ilmu ni macam kunci lah. Ilmu ni macam kunci. Kalau you nak buka pintu rezeki tu tapi kunci salah, tak buka juga pintu tu kan. So the right key, the right ilmu for the right door. Okay, and uh, people say rezeki tak salah alamat, tapi adakah kita dekat alamat tu? Rezeki tak salah alamat, betul. Tapi adakah kita ready dengan ilmu yang secukupnya untuk ada ke alamat tu? So it's a very powerful take on ilmu and rezeki. Okay, so I've just been messaged again to take care of diaper duty. And any more questions? Any more questions? And I know a lot of people are shy. Ramai shy. Usually nak bincang dekat Telegram because there's more privacy. So if you want more privacy, we can discuss dekat Telegram. Nak jodoh kat sini. Alright. So okay, so okay, any more questions? Any more concerns or questions? A sister brought up a concern yesterday about her friend yang the husband and wife were having a good income, tapi suddenly husband dia berhenti kerja, diberhentikan or memang berhenti kerja, tak bagi tahu isteri dia, and suddenly they've lost half an income. And the wife is feeling that she's paying for everything dan rasa beban tu. Yeah, true. I know people who are in that situation juga, but itu dia orang dah kahwin lah kan. Tapi sebelum kahwin, perhaps they have made an agreement or understanding. Big decisions macam ni, macam nak berhenti kerja dan tukar kerja, bincang dulu dengan suami isteri. Okay, alright. So honestly, between me and my wife pun, we used to have meeting macam quarterly meeting of financial quarterly meeting, and then we're about to restart again. This Sunday we have a meeting. Okay, sure. Macam board meeting financial board meeting. Yes, it's not comfortable. It's tough. It's a very emotional discussion, but it requires maturity, fact. Try to keep emotions out of it, but it is based on emotions, on concern, because we want safety and security. But usually between husband and wife, honestly, kena very keep cool, super cool, ngucap banyak-banyak, and discuss. Sometimes different couple will discuss, will debate about different things, or depend on the kemampuan. For example, um, contoh, Ustaz Azhar Idrus kata silap, ada give dia example. Ada pasangan ada pasangan yang bergaduh sebab tak ada duit nak beli kereta, kan? Dan ada pasangan yang bergaduh nak beli kereta color apa. Itu, there's always something to fight about. But with wisdom, knowledge, ilmu dan kesabaran, and you can sort things out between husband and wife. So um, like I tell my young friend, dia cakap dia nak kahwin. What does it take to get married? Well, 80% patience. 80% patience, right? 80% patience and 15% listening, kan? And 100% takwa. So mana tu? 180, 195%. Okay, so this is a very very sensitive subject. I shouldn't be covered in just one video, and I think I should invite expert lain untuk bantu you bincang-bincang perkara-perkara ni. Okay, and I'm constantly learning in different classes to manage finances, to grow finances. It's about growth. It's about stability and planning. I mean, usually plans, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, can, and then expect some sort of failure and how to mitigate those failures. At least you have a plan, okay, and have managed expectation between husband and wife. The open communication tu kena sentiasa ada. So, yeah, and I need to prepare. I have a few days to prepare for this quarterly financial meeting between my wife. For Mega Holdings. Mega Holdings konon. Okay, anyway. So, open communication, patience is very important, and have it before berkahwin. This kind of discussion between you and pasangan you will show, will he have an open communication with you about finances later on. Okay, if he is willing to have an open communication with you before kahwin, then insyaAllah later on dah kahwin nanti, he will have an open communication with you bila lepas nikah. Okay, so this is kind of a test. It's a deeper, stronger test. Di mana, okay, yeah, you pass through everyone has passed through the basic things like icebreaker questions, family kat mana, blah, blah, blah. I think one of the real, tests would be finances, and to discuss. It's not just about the money, not just about the number. It's also a test of being able to have an open communication. That is one of the main purpose of asking things about finances. Yeah, the open communication between you and him can not test whether he will be good at discussing serious things. Okay, you pun kalau nak tanya orang tu, the guy, what serious things, serious questions, you should also be able to prepare the answers to your own questions, satu, and then he will have other questions asking you. So if you're asking him how much does he make, be prepared that he will ask you how much you make. Okay, so it's fair. So, well, logically, to plan, kan. Eventually, tak perlu. Eventually you'll find out anyway. Nanti dalam sijil registration nak nikah, you still need to mention how much you make monthly income. Dalam bukan sijil, pendaftaran pernikahan, you still need to mention how much you make. Okay, so this is an official document. You tak boleh kelentong. Salah kot, you kelentong. Okay, so guys, girls, this is a serious communication. serious matter to discuss. This differentiate between someone who's not serious and someone who's prepared for the future. Alright, so minta maaf awal sikit habis malam ni sebab I have diaper duty. Okay, so any questions please ask me. I am also very interested in gathering the experts and learn from the experts and bring the experts to explain to you, to prepare you untuk perkahwinan. Okay, supaya you tak tersalah pilih suami, supaya you tak kecundang lagi. Okay, because I'm always constantly trying to learn how to help you. So if you ask me, give me feedback, and ask me serious questions, then I will be a better coach, and always constant improvement. Constant and never-ending improvement. CANI. That is a Tony Robbins punya acronym. Constant and never-ending improvement. CANI. So okay, so I appreciate every question, any question, comment, kecam pun okay. Alright, so going offline now, so I will answer a few questions on Telegram. And anyone on Telegram, don't hang up yet. I'm going off air and ask me serious questions. Sebelum saya undur diri, kita doa dulu. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya Allah, aku minta pasangan yang menjadi menantu yang baik pada ibu bapaku, yang disayangimu untuk mendapat keredaan-Mu, berganding bahu bersama kejanahmu, Ya Allah. Amin. Tak amin? Tak amin? Amin. Okay, baik. So, sebelum saya undur diri, ingat, cinta diri, cinta mari. Bye. Assalamualaikum. Satna on Telegram, let me